nalipa rent, tuishi pamoja, uishi vizuri, nafanya kila kitu.
Ngoja, anaishi kwako? Ngoja, kuna to get. Boy amekuja kwako ama umeenda kwake?
See, I once told you about Keith.
Zizi tshao history hata siku.
Si wote tunachiti basi tukubali.
Sikumwambia demu ya Grace, ameuliza Grace.
Mimi naenda kwa kama nini usikupeni. Hiyo simu iko wapi?
Yenye tumecall naye ama?
Hiyo simu yenye mlikuwa hiyo simu yenye ni yake. Hebu nisaidie hii simu nimenisaidia kununua. Ari what? Nafulianga nguo. Kila kitu. I do hustle, nalipanga nyumba hadi sometimes. What am I cooling? What am I cooling? Serious.
Niko na main kalabu. We are in an open relationship. Oh, and we are in an open. Uko aware?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
What a wonderful.
Hi guys, my name is Raku and welcome to our channel.
My name is Mariam and we're happy to have you here again.
Yeah.
So today's topic is on uni relationships, university relationships, and basically our take on these relationships according to the videos you've just seen.
To be a common misconception that because we're young, I mean, what do we know about love? I mean, you're right. There's quite little we know at this stage, but I don't think I need to be older to know what a terrible relationship looks like.
Yeah, what's right, what's wrong.
I don't think it's an age thing. So we're just here to point out what we think in uni relationships is very unhealthy, and you know, things you can do to avoid being in such an unfortunate situation.
Oh yeah. And before we go further, we'd like to apologize about the lighting. It keeps shifting, reasons not known. And then second disclaimer is we're not relationship experts, and this has got nothing to do with our personal lives or personal experiences. As far as you're concerned, we may be married or engaged or celibate. Anywho, yeah, let's dive right into it.
Yeah.
So first of all, what makes people jump into these relationships?
There are very many reasons. Personally, I think there's an aspect of peer pressure, the fear of missing out. The fear of missing out. I mean, everyone is dating, and
we want to. But then there's a friend of mine, a male friend of mine, who told me on peer pressure. You find maybe a friend of yours visits you and stuff, and they say such stuff. We have to.
Yeah, you know, and then I mean, you're only human, and you want to experience the relationshipy stuff because
you want to be like other people.
It looks nice, so you want to experience the same thing. I think the second reason could be campus relationships are very complicated. Let's start from there. And I think there are very many kinds.
True.
And now people, I feel like we don't necessarily have the emotional intelligence for some of these complex relationships, such as open relationships
and there's also the aspect of in regards to that, there's the aspect of a majority don't get into these relationships for the right reasons.
Yeah, it's always for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Well, reasons we can't say on the internet, but all the same. Anyway, let's continue.
But yeah.
So, what are your reasons? What do you think people get into these really toxic relationships?
Peer pressure encompasses so much.
Yeah, peer pressure could just be about it.
You find a chick, ameona some other chick, amepost pale status.
Yeah.
And she's like, I want this for myself too, you know?
ML.
Ain't nobody trying to be lonely, you know? And then there's honestly, I think peer pressure encompasses it all.
Yeah, but then again, there's also just the aspect of loneliness. Like,
you
just want to be with someone. You don't feel complete by yourself.
But that's so sad.
And it's very sad.
That's so sad. But that's humor. That's humor.
human.
That's humor.
We all feel like that at some point in life. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So personally, I believe peer pressure encompasses it all. So the dynamics of this relationship, you find two university students, maybe a 20-year-old and a 21-year-old, living together as husband and wife in a cupboard seater. Well, maybe cost sharing and stuff, but then I don't know. Well, that's not bad. But then you'd find instances where this girl even has to like wash this guy's stuff, like his clothes. Like she literally takes upon wife roles. And it's like, this guy is not your husband, boo boo. Please.
He's just a guy you met in campus.
He's a young boy who's still under the care of his parents. A young boy whose parents are still paying his rent.
And
You know?
you as a person also need to look within yourself, like what exactly can drive you to start washing for a boyfriend and cooking and giving wifey treatment.
There are people who wash clothes,
Yeah.
they cook, they clean, they dust up.
There's
They
something
wash
wrong.
dishes.
Yeah.
Where do you get this strength?
Yeah, I mean,
Where do you get this strength? And honestly, if that guy really loves you, they would not let you do this stuff for them. This guy would respect you enough to wash their own clothes. This guy would love you enough not to let you do all these unnecessary chores. So that's actually a red flag, by the way. Why is this guy letting you? Why is this guy treating you like his maid? And it's really bad because, like, as you can see in these videos, this guy actually end up having some certain degree of entitlement towards this lady. It's like these are now expectations in this relationship. So wait, this is so wrong, because in my head I'm thinking these are really young people who are still under their parents' care. This is not someone who's paying their own fees. This is not a 25-year-old, you know.
but you know, at the end of the day, it's you who sets the bar.
True.
Which somebody treats you in every aspect. It's not just about a relationship. If you
It's actually not about the guy, right?
No, it's about you. If from the beginning you allow him to give you clothes to wash, you cook for him, and you do all this, that is always going to be the standard. Because if you want to change your mind, it's going to be where was this when you started going out? You know.
Actually, that's where the expectations come from. When you already make it seem to him like this is what I'm expected to do, like I will do this and that, then that's what the guy will expect of you, you know. To an extent where if you don't cook, they're like, why didn't you cook? And this guy's not your husband, mommy. Please don't do this stuff for him. Please. But there isn't water at all. I'll be again.
I wish they could give me. I don't know. My pride would never allow me.
And then okay, there are even these ladies who stay with the guys, and then they pay rent and stuff. Why? If you have that excess money, save it.
I mean, I feel like I
Mommy.
have to ask, like, what really goes through a 19-year-old's mind or a 20-year-old's mind that this guy,
Or if material.
not even, you know, the fact that you're both the same age, same actually age, and you actually believe like this could be it. Like,
Oh, boo.
there's so much life left to live.
You literally you literally grow on a daily.
Yeah.
You literally mature yearly, and as you grow, your expectations become different. Your standards become different. So I can promise you that this person, this 19-year-old boy or this 20-year-old boy that you think is going to be your lifelong partner is someone whom in a few years you may look back and be like, wait,
His taste may change. Maybe he likes a
Like,
baby girl now.
this one, really, you know? So honestly, like,
Honestly, if you have to degrade yourself to please somebody, that should just be, you know,
it's not worth it.
it's a clear-cut sign.
True.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. It's
not
just
worth
the
it.
biggest problem with, especially with women, we don't like seeing things as they are. We like to see things as how we'd like them to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then ladies fall hard.
Listen, like
They fall hard, and that's why they begin deeming these people as future husbands.
I like to
And being
believe-
submissive. They want to impress this person. They want to show this person, I can do this for you, I can do that for you, I can be a good wife, and you're just 20. And that's why and from these videos you can also tell that these people are quite, a majority are very mature.
very mature.
They're very mature. That the age is actually, I think it's between like 19, 18 to 21 or 20, let's say. And these are mostly, you'd say, first years, second years. So I think a bit of maturity comes in from maybe 22 onwards. And that's why I'd advise also first years to like avoid, like stay away from these relationships when you first get into uni, because you don't know these people quite well. You're still young, just fresh from high school, you know. You don't know what these relationships entail. You don't know the expectations of these relationships, and that's why you may end up being stuck with this person who expects you to act as a house help, and in your mind you think this is okay, you know, these toxic people who mistreat you. My god, in one of the videos some guy actually slapped the lady.
Take your time. Honestly, I don't get what the rush is. You have all the time in the world to meet a million people. I don't know why people just stick onto this one weirdo who hits you and pushes your head. Like, you know that video?
That is so wrong. It was
It was-
funny, but it's so wrong. Like, why
would you
let me
anyone
not
treat you
curse,
like
but
that?
why did this guy find it okay to lay a finger on someone else's kid?
But you know, Mariam, and then I keep saying this. It's what you allow. You know, because this girl was slapped and she didn't like overreact. She was like, you know, this is something that probably has happened a million times over and over.
Like she
People
felt
treat
she felt
you-
like she was being disciplined.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that says a lot. That she
says a
come
lot.
from a domestic violence, from a family where such happens.
There's a lot that is.
Because I'd expect a normal reaction to be maybe why do you find it okay to slap me, or like, you know, aggression is
But you see,
aggression.
I think I think how every single person behaves in a relationship is a direct reflection of how they grew up,
Oh,
the kind of system they grew up in.
True.
So if you grew up in a family where, I'm so sorry if this happened to you, but you know, there's a lot of domestic violence, you probably grew up thinking it's okay.
This is okay,
And honestly, it's not
yeah.
your fault, you know. But you see,
True.
at the end of the day, honey, you're in charge of your healing process.
True.
It's unfortunate that it happened to you, but you're in charge of your happiness. You're in charge.
You're
of
the
your
only
healing.
person who can put an end
Yeah.
to this toxic dynamic.
Yeah. And then, because going into campus, I think in as much as there are many.
Because if you
disadvantages,
don't, true.
you also get to learn a lot from the people you associate with. You get.
My
to
god,
learn-
the people you associate with, because these are the same people who give you this peer pressure of getting into this nasty and unnecessary relationships just cause, you know. And that's why I normally say you need to also choose your friends wisely, because you end up people vibrate energies, and these energies also impact you, the kind of conversations you have, the kind of dynamics they have with their people, their families, their partners, you know. So there's also that. And on the families, by the way, as I said, if you're unable to put an end to this toxic, sadly enough, your daughter will turn out the same, and their daughter will turn out the same. And an advice to the parents in regards to this: teach your children, especially your daughters, self-worth. You know, teach them self-worth to an extent where they'll not let these kind of situations to, for instance, define them, or like they won't let other people treat them in these very demeaning manners, you know. Teach them self-worth, because I think self-worth plays a major role in how a person treats themselves and how other people treat them.
And honestly, we're in a totally different age. We're in a totally different timeline. So things like domestic violence, you cannot tell me that in this day and age you do not know that it's not right. And if you feel like you condone it and you can tolerate it, then that's very obvious. Like
That's messed
you
up.
clearly need some help.
You do.
You do. So even if you grew up, there are people who grew up in families where intimacy was not the order of the day, like not really intimacy in that sense, but saying certain words like
I
or
love you.
physical touch, it was not
Yeah.
normal. It still affects you in your adult
True.
relationships. You have difficulty in being touchy-feely, you have difficulty opening up.
Mhm.
It's always stems from how you grew up. But
True.
again, it's your responsibility to heal if you want to change the entire. You want to change the. You want to change what?
But so I think we've covered a bit of what people should do before getting into these relationships. There's healing, there's finding yourself, work on yourself, and that, I think, that is also a part of healing, right?
Yeah.
Know yourself, have standards, create standards for yourself prior,
Correct standards.
create standards in such a way that
It gets you from. I always tell people, there's this thing that I read somewhere and it always makes sense to me. It always says whenever you're with people and the pattern is the same, there's
Mhm.
something the universe is trying to teach you and you're not learning.
true.
If because the people who keep saying that I'm dating the same kinds of people, the universe
Why?
is trying to communicate, but you keep ignoring.
Yeah.
There's just something you constantly allow that you should not, and the moment you realize that, it changes. The whole pattern changes,
True.
and you start attracting. Baby, you know what? Your vibration
attract
has to
what
be
you
high.
are.
You attract what you are. Your vibration has to be very high to attract someone with a very high vibration.
True.
So if you want somebody who is emotionally intelligent, somebody who is
Self-aware.
someone who is self-aware, someone who communicates properly, you have to be a reflection of that. You have to embody that as well.
You can't attract what you aren't.
You cannot attract what you're not.
You can only attract this low vibration person because you haven't worked on parts of yourself.
Mhm. Yeah. Take your time. I mean, where are these guys
There's
going
no
to?
rush. There's no rush, my guys. Both for both the ladies and the guys.
There's no rush.
There's no rush.
Especially for
Don't let
guys.
anyone.
With the
it's
guys
so
funny.
too.
It's so funny.
We
that-
haven't covered that.
And it's so funny that it's always depicted as girls are the ones who usually have they're affected by peer pressure, and they're the ones who
I think for
suffer
guys
the
it's even
blow
worse, right?
in relationships. And for honestly, I think guys get it worse because the peer pressure that guys get to be a certain kind of man.
And then there's
It so
true,
pushes them. It so
true.
pushes them to be such.
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Toxic masculinity. The expectations, and you see, the problem comes in when they're unable to express their honest feelings concerning these factors, and when they go through stuff, they're also unable to open up to their fellow male friends concerning these things, and then this stuff that they keep inside end up affecting them very badly, and then there's also, as you said, expectations of a man. The society of today, my god, people actually expect these young university boys to provide for these ladies. Hajanitumia ya makuta. Hajafanya shopping. When someone sees a friend of theirs maybe post the lady has maybe been taken out by their boyfriend, this girl now expects her boyfriend, who may not have the same financial capacity, to do the same for them.
That's unfair.
It's very unfair, and these are the stuff that actually affect guys a lot,
And demoralizes them.
Exactly, and that's why I think
But
nowadays
then-
actually a lot of guys are afraid of committing.
But funny. I don't even think that's it, Mariam. Yeah. So I really don't think it's material. I don't think the fact that people who have high expectations of you as a guy, I get it. But why are you going after somebody who has those kinds of expectations?
True.
Clearly, they are. I don't want to say out of your league, but clearly, your thoughts do not align.
Honestly, when your expectations differ,
Come on, and then when you're
don't date this
yeah.
person.
And then when you're heartbroken, it's an issue of women. I don't want to use some.
Say it. sakes.
He starts saying women ain't shit and stuff, and I don't know. I just think people are very selfish with their emotions. So what? Are you the first person to be heartbroken? Are you the first person to be used? Are you the first? Come
Si
on.
lazima ziishe na machungu.
Yeah. Si lazima ishe na machungu, but you need to accept that this is also a way of life. It doesn't.
And it's a growing
it does
phase.
Not, it really does not.
It's a part of the life that you should just consider as a growing what's it called?
Adult. It doesn't entitle you
A
to
growing
be an
pain.
asshole.
I
It does
don't
not
know.
entitle you to be an asshole just because one person decided, or because you decided to go out of your way and chase after something that you were not ready for. And, yeah.
So yeah, as Raquel said, I mean, I think all this should begin with self-love. Self-love, self-identification, self-awareness, self-worth, and that's why we keep insisting, before you get into these relationships, know yourself, work on yourself, know what
your
you
worth.
want, what you don't want, know your standards, you know. And yeah, when you know what you want and what you don't want, you'll be able to prevent yourself from getting into these relationships where you're constantly trying to change this person, you know. You're trying to change this person, and that can never happen because they say tabia ni nguo.
Yeah.
And people can't change who they are.
And let me tell you, the moment you have to manufacture an outcome, that's when you know everything is dead. Everything from there is down.
That relationship serves neither of you because you're trying to change someone who's not trying to change, and that person will also never change.
And honestly, I don't know about you guys, but
and it suits neither of you.
I personally fear wasting my time.
Same.
So I really don't get why I would be with somebody who is not building me in any way, who is just wasting my time, and I will not be young forever. So,
like we say, the problem is what people, the reasons people have for getting into this relationship. For instance, some want to pass time, some just want to try out stuff, you know. Why waste your time, energy, effort like that? Hii maisha ni fupi sana. I mean, use that time well. You'll come to regret using your what's this age called? Your good years. Let's just call them good years.
Because I remember
your good years like that.
Because I remember the video with the girl who was washing alikuwa anamwosha manguo and stuff. She was like, "Tumekuwa pamoja 4 years." 4 years. 4 years is a long ass time. Honestly,
imagine you've wasted 4 good years.
4 years is a long time. A lot can happen in 4 years. Take your time.
In those 4 years, you could have I don't know, started your own business, worked on some talents, you know. And then the problem is people get lost in this relationship so much they forget themselves. Some end up wasting so much time. Some even forget their studies and stuff. And that's just, I think that's why people should also draw the line. I mean, really, your parent brought you to school. You know, people don't like it when we say such, but you're still that person's kid. If that parent is still paying fees for you, if that parent is still providing for you, if that parent is still paying that bed sitter rent, you're still under their care. You're still that kid, and you owe them some bit of responsibility. Respect their money, respect their effort, respect the fact that they've taken you this far, you know. And so just to, as we are finalizing, we've covered why people jump into these relationships, why they're unable to leave these relationships, where we talked of childhood scars, self-worth issues, what people should do before getting into these relationships, for instance, working on themselves, and when to remove themselves from these situations, the red flags. We've also covered that. So lastly,
at the end of the day, I feel like we're grown.
We're adults. We're all adults.
You don't honestly
even if you're 18, you're an adult. My God,
I feel like you don't really need someone else or an unfortunate situation to be at the pointer to tell you that
or to complete you.
You're supposed to leave. And yeah, you don't need another person to complete you. The purpose of having a partner is not
to complete you.
It's to be secondary to you, to be a complement to who you are, so that even if it crashes and burns, you still have a
you'll be
fallback.
okay.
You still have something to go back to. I mean, if you treat this person like, oh my god, this is all I have, he's
That's why
going to
you-
treat you however he can, because I mean, where are you going?
That's why
You
you
have
hear
nothing.
people crying at 30 after 10 years of dating these losers, be it male or female. But hey, our video is not to hate on the guys, it's for
Yeah.
both of y'all. So we don't wanna hear people crying at the age of 30 about how they've wasted their time, they've wasted their good years, you know, after 10 years. We don't want to hear people crying in marriages after being married for a year or 2 or 10, you know, about making the wrong choice, or being in a toxic situation, or finding yourself with the batterer, or I don't know, all those toxic situations, you know.
And I think, you know what, at the end of the day, dating is supposed to be fun and all, but, you know, be
See must, yeah.
see must, plus just be a little bit wiser about it.
And love yourself more.
Because, honey, it's not fun washing clothes. I mean, that's not the aspect of fun dating.
I don't
should
think
be.
you actually, because you may be doing it out of love, but do you actually enjoy doing it?
I mean,
How much of your time do you take doing these chores for this person? You're doing it because he buys you Cadbury. Now that's on self-worth, you know. We all gotta do better. As we said, by the way, we're not perfect people, and this has got nothing to do with our personal lives. And this serves as a learning curve for us too.
Yeah.
So we're all learning, and we all need to do better. We all need to work on ourselves. We
Be-
all need to love ourselves enough to be able to avoid these types of situations and remove ourselves from these type of situations in case we already are, you know.
So be very intentional with the kind of person you want to be.
Learn you self-awareness. My God,
Yeah. So you're supposed to put in the work. You
put
know?
in the work.
Be the
Put in
highest,
the work.
highest level
Of
can
you.
be, of you can be. And you know, once you're that chick, the it
Things
girl you
flow.
think, yeah, things just
You
flow.
attract that type of energy.
Yeah.
You attract that type of energy when it comes to friendships, relationships, and how everyone else around you treats you. You know.
It's so true. I mean, look at your own situation. I feel like every single time my personal vibration just, you know, got higher,
Mm-hmm.
the people I was associating with changed drastically. So
Exactly.
it's all about vibration. If you have a low vibration,
And that
definitely.
takes us back to what we said on. You may find that the people whom you're getting attracted to at this point of your life are not the same people you'll be attracted to 10 years from now. You know. So
You'll change, your tastes will be different. You like finer things in life. So, don't honestly. I honestly don't get it. To me, it's a chore, literally. I mean, it is practically a chore. Washer, cooking.
a relationship in itself is a chore.
Yeah, especially
'Cause
when you.
there's a lot-
And I think now when you date somebody who is just not, who's just looking to be kept.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you know that points out on who you are as a person. So be very careful.
Yeah. Otherwise, we hope you enjoyed this video. We do not expect backlash, though we're ready for it.
Yeah,
Comment your
we
thoughts, by the
told
way.
you,
Comment your honest thoughts. Comment your takes. And
We did tell you we were not professionals. We're just airing our own perceptions, our own views on
based
the
on
matter.
our own thoughts.
Yeah. So.
Our thoughts and standards, right?
And standards.
Yeah, these are our standards, by the way. So if you feel like embracing them too,
And then please, can guys stop doing this?
bye guys, we love you, we appreciate the support, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Yeah.
But then, my God, this is halal nail polish.
Yeah.
This is for the haram police. Please don't come for me. This is very halal. I can perform salah with this. Bye.